from everything I've seen, it seems like Twitch is not a platform I think more reputable voices would want to stay with, considering everything we've seen. Obviously, one of the biggest guys, if not the biggest guy out there on Twitch, Zach here, Asmongold, he's not interested in really staying there. I think he's signaling the fact that he's looking to make an exit. And I think he's putting it out there. And I think the reason that he's doing this kind of video and showing these numbers is so that people at Twitch understand what he can go do somewhere else. You know, we talked about this, the whole thing with Twitch and everything else, and Asmongold, apparently, Asmongold is his Twitch revenue, he pulled it up on screen during a live show, showed everybody, and he's saying now he's been throttled. And the reason being, of course, is because this guy, Zach Asmongold, has been speaking out against Twitch, and he's a major content creator on Twitch. And he's since moved to places like Kick and YouTube, but he's apparently now suggesting that Twitch appears to be throttling him because of his commentary. Because he's been dragging him down over everything we've been talking about with Twitch the last few weeks. With things like TwitchCon and Emiru and allegations of abuse and complete lack of concern for the safety of their top content creators. And he has been very vocal. And I'm bringing this up because I want to support this guy. This guy's going out there. He has a lot to lose. Asmongold has a lot on the line. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Asmongold shows his revenue for the month of October. Twitch, $20,000 versus Kick, $170,000. This is in a month, okay? Before you go, I'm not going to feel sympathy for this guy. Oh my God, he's rich. Just listen. Listen to what I'm telling you. Asmongold appears to have been throttled by Twitch, as the popular streamer suggested in a recent video showing his revenue for October. During one of his streams, Asmongold presented a screenshot of his revenue from Twitch, which was $19,763. That probably doesn't sound too shabby for a month's work streaming videos. But to put it into perspective, Asmongold has 3.6 million followers on his Twitch channel. In this year's second quarter, April through June, he was the second most watched streamer on Twitch with 26.1 million hours watched. He should be making more than that in a month. Or so one would think. In October, Asmongold was the sixth most watched Twitch streamer. By the way, guys, what do y'all got to get me up to these numbers? Come on, chat. You got to get me up to these numbers. In October, Asmongold was the sixth most watched Twitch streamer. In the video above, he shows a clip from a streamer called Lacey, who angrily says that his Twitch ad revenue has gone down from over $10,000 a day to $2,000 a day, before suggesting that he can make $2,000. Well, it's a mail. I don't know, stupid comment. That's a significant revenue drop. That's massive. I can tell you, I've seen a lot of those. I've seen similar percentages here, like for my channel. But I can explain it away as I don't make original content like I used to, right? But this is why we always ask for, hey, everybody, go watch the videos when they pop out every morning. That's the biggest help you could give us. The people that watch us on the live shows, go watch the clips the next day, the next couple of days when they come out. That's a huge help. Lacey has 2 million Twitch followers, which is lower than Asmongold's follower count, but still huge. The implication, aside from making a joke about the mailman line, is that Asmongold is being throttled on Twitch. No particular reason is given why Twitch may be suppressing a streamer as popular as he is, but he's been very critical of Twitch as of late. A year ago, he brought attention to an incident on TwitchCon, which a streamer in a dress forced himself on 2 other male streamers and received almost no consequences, encouraging women not to attend the event in 2025, including Emiru. We've covered that story here the last few weeks. He appeared prescient last month when streamer Emiru was similarly harassed and accosted, and again, Asmongold was one of the leading voices criticizing Twitch for its lackluster response. But it gets very interesting when he shares a screenshot of his revenue from Kick. Now, this is where it gets crazy. On Kick, Zach made $165,000 in October, over 8 times what he got from Twitch, And he's got less than 200,000 followers on Kick, a fraction of his Twitch number, yet he earns significantly more there. He attributes this in part to a, quote, partner incentive program on Kick, and then says that Kick doubles the income of anyone who streams exclusively on their platform, estimating that he would make probably close to $1 million a month if he did so. An incentive like that makes sense for Kick, which is relatively a new platform launched in 2022 to compete with Twitch. And there are other factors involved before one would choose to make Kick the only platform they streamed on. For example, Zach's got a huge following, but that's because he started on Twitch, and before that, YouTube, which have much more reach than Kick. Streaming solely on Kick is a viable option for him now, but it wouldn't have been when he was just starting to stream. And this is true. People keep asking why we don't stream on more places. The problem is it's just, unless you're huge out there, it becomes untenable, right? I've been on Rumble for, I had everything mirrored to Rumble for years. And I think I made 15 cents in a year over there. It was useless, to me. Now that may change in the future, and I hope it does. I would love to see more viable competition out there to YouTube, but it's just not there yet. But here's the thing, is that, do y'all think, it makes sense to me. Twitch, it seems like it's a dying, broken streaming platform that I don't think is going to be viable much longer, because I from everything I've seen, it seems like Twitch is not a platform I think more reputable voices would want to stay with, considering everything we've seen. Obviously, one of the biggest guys, if not the biggest guy out there on Twitch, Zach here, Asmongold, he's not interested in really staying there. I think he's signaling the fact that he's looking to make an exit. And I think he's putting it out there. And I think the reason that he's doing this kind of video and showing these numbers is so the people at Twitch understand what he can go do somewhere else and what he already has done somewhere else. And then it would be better for him. It's going to be much worse for Twitch if Asmongold leaves than it will be for Asmongold. It's simple as that. Now, if other people out there who are right now too afraid to leave a platform like Twitch, who are making some serious money over there, this is also a message to them that, hey, go look and make a serious look over here. Because if Twitch doesn't want you, there are other places who do and are willing to pay. And for the people out there that do this full-time like him, and, hey, look, $200,000 a month between Twitch and that's amazing. This guy also has a staff. He's got people, that he's got to pay. I'm sure it's not just him sitting in a better, it looks like that, right? But guys like him, they've got a lot. We have expenses on this channel. I pay people to make the clips. I don't have time to do them. I pay people to make thumbnails. I don't have time to do those. That's why we rely on the audience, the ad revenue, the super chats, the memberships out there. When you guys gift, that means a lot, because that means we can keep the channel going. Guys like him have even more expenses to deal with. We've been talking about it for weeks. I don't think Twitch is going to be around in its current form much longer. I think it's suffering too badly. I think Amazon bought a dying asset. And I think the only way that Twitch is going to actually be bailed out is if Bezos himself steps in and demands that his management team at Amazon make radical executive changes in Twitch. And that may mean that Amazon's going to have to fork out a lot of money, potentially tens, hundreds of millions of dollars, to buy out people like a Dan Clancy, who probably, when he sold to Amazon, it came with strings attached that said, hey, you can't get rid of me unless you buy me out. Just like a really college football coach, like the one we had at LSU, or even somebody like a Bob Chapek that Disney had to pay, whatever it was, 20, 30 million, 40 million. He had some ridiculous buyout package, right? But it's in the contract. There's probably the same thing there for Twitch CEO Clancy. And it may be time that Amazon has to seriously consider taking what would likely amount to pocket lint for them in cash and go ahead and make a radical change, because their asset, this purchase of Twitch by Amazon, is wholly dependent on guys like this right here especially this guy, staying on that platform and generating a ton of revenue. People like Emiru and everybody else. If all Twitch has left at the end of the day is the dog zapper, Hassan, who allegedly wasn't even allowed into Mom Donnie's party last night. I saw a story. So we might talk about this tomorrow on Renegade Nation with Ron Coleman. If that's all I got left on Twitch, is, big names like Hassan, have fun. If you think that place is a cesspool now, just wait. Just wait until Asmongold leaves and the Emirus leave and everybody else of that ilk, it just bails out. And a lot of them already have healthy presences on places like YouTube and Kick. I think that's what he's signaling here. That's what I would read as the tea leaves.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.